Let's talk to Gareth Wynne-Jones. This is a much more serious item that we're going to do on the show because, of course, the farmers are up in arms, quite rightly, after the government, under the guise of Treasury Secretary Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, decided it was a great idea to penalise farmers for trying to pass on their farms to their families and to their siblings and or their children. Inheritance tax has been whacked on them in a way which has become quite untenable. And, of course, the farmers are up in arms. They're about to embark upon a demonstration in Downing Street and Whitehall coming up in the next few days. There's also, I think, a Welsh farming demonstration going on this Saturday, which is tomorrow, of course. Let's talk to Gareth Wynne-Jones right now. We spoke to him a little bit earlier. I think it's Tuesday in Westminster. You're coming up to London. Gareth, very good morning to you.
How are you?
Yeah, very well indeed. Thanks very much indeed. I've been watching your arguments on television with some interest since we last spoke. I saw that you had a bit of a run-in with Lisa Nandy the other day, who didn't seem to understand the meaning of the word farming. It doesn't seem to understand the meaning of the word business, doesn't seem to understand the meaning of the word compassion. I mean, have you been surprised at how uselessly the Labour government have treated you?
Not really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, the promises that Keir gave in the NFU conference have been broken on the first budget. Not just that either, you know, they're bringing this tax on twin cab motors, which are predominantly vehicles that farmers use. So that's going to be an extra cost. Yeah. Tax on fertiliser coming into the country as well. You know, the triple hits. But the inheritance one is the worry for, you know, a lot of farming families. And it is really getting now that we need to be putting more pressure on government. Hence where, you know, the strike on holding food back this Sunday goes in place. And, you know, the letter from Enough is Enough is asking everybody who can to hold back their produce. We won't be selling any lambs or beef next week at all. There's a lot of farmers saying the same thing. You know, we're not expecting, you know, the dairy boys to pour the milk down the drain and the egg and the people that have got contracts. But look, if you've got grain, if you've got veg, if you've got livestock, whatever you can do. And this is not to starve the nation. This is just to show government what is on the horizon. And this is very, very important that we get this message out to the public, because this inheritance tax does come. This inflation, this food inflation will have to go up 20%. We will have to get that money back because our businesses are on their knees already. So by getting that money back, that 20% will have to go on the produce we produce, which is food. And by a hike in that, who is going to suffer? The people that Labour should be representing, the poorer people in society. That's what's going to be the big, big downfall of this, is people are going to have food shortages and food inflation. It's a ludicrous idea. We have to build a better Britain on our bellies, and don't bite the hand that feeds you, because I think this Labour government has awoken a sleeping giant.
I think they have, because I think the problem for the Labour government is that they've become obsessed with cities in this country, because that's where their voters are. They don't have any voters in the rural community really anymore. And if you look at a map of Britain and where the Labour government actually kind of dominate, it's mostly inside the cities, isn't it? So I wonder if they've actually completely lost track of what farmers do and what farming is all about, and what the countryside indeed is all about.
Well, we had a foolish guy on GB News saying that we don't need small family farms. And, yeah, why do we need farmers? Yeah. I think, and he was supposed to be Tony Blair's advisor.
He was, yeah, John McTiernan. Yeah, he's disappeared since he said that. I don't know what's happened to him.
I think I'd disappear if I'd have said that as well, if he doesn't understand the importance of the people that feed him once, twice or 3 times a day. And he didn't look malnourished to me. But this is the battle we've got. But I've got to be totally honest, you know, I've got a big social media presence, and unbelievable the support we're getting from the general public. It's absolutely unbelievable. They are behind us 100%, which gives us a little bit more oomph to push forward. You know, we don't want to be in this situation. I don't want to be striking. I don't want to be going to London. I want to be here on the farm that my family's been on for 375 years, feeding you with lamb and beef. You know, that's my job.
Yeah.
Do not want to be travelling. And every single farmer in the UK will be the same. We want to be tending our crops, watching after our animals, not out there fighting governments, trying to get fair prices from supermarkets. We want a fair playing field, but we need people to listen, because if we don't, we are sleepwalking into food shortages, and the people that are going to suffer are the poorest in our society that are living in the cities. And we don't want that. No. We don't want that. Our job as farmers is to produce affordable, seasonal, healthy, nutritious food to feed the nation.
Of course. Gareth, good to talk to you. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday, I'm sure, when you do come to London for that demonstration. Gareth Wyn-Jones there, very heartfelt.